Hello everybody, it's Keep Playing with Tutorial here. I am back from a little short break. I apologize for not returning sooner, but nonetheless we have a top 10 that I have created, and the topic is the top 10 moments of the Dragon Ball Buu Saga. Now I really love the Buu Saga and all of its contents, and it was a really memorable saga for me, especially when I was growing up with Dragon Ball Z, before Kai was even a thing, and the Buu Saga always stuck out to me as one of the most action-packed sagas. So I wanted to compile a list of some of the greatest moments that I believe, in my personal opinion, were the best moments. If you have any of your opinions, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and share any reasons why if you want to. But anyways guys, if you enjoy the list, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get into the video. To start off at number 10, Goku threatens Supreme Kai. To start off the list, I wanted to include this moment of the Buu Saga because of Goku's character. There was like almost no dialogue unless you like include the Funimation dub add-ons, but in that moment there was actually an intense flare coming off of it. Goku was so determined to fight Vegeta, he even threatened the life of a Kai just to go fight him. That is some serious dedication, and we never really see that a lot in Dragon Ball. And when I rewatched the scene in the Kai Japanese version, the music actually fit the situation. I love that. I mean, hell, even look at Vegeta's face. You're shocked too. I remember when I first saw this, I'm like, this can't be. You know what? It's happening, and it's real. Now, we've kind of reached a stepping stone in the next part of the top 10. I cannot decide whether 8 should be replaced with 9 or 9 replaced with 8. It is a hard decision, so I'm gonna combine the two. 9/8 would be Kid Buu blows up the planet and Super Buu's human annihilation. I decided to come up with combining these two ideas just because of how similar they are, and because of how similar they are, that's why it was hard to place them in the first place. But I do want to go along with their differences. Kid Buu blows up the planet. First off, we have not seen that in Dragon Ball. Back in the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z titles, we did not really see a destruction of the planet. Of course, nowadays, if it were to ever happen, that it's something that happens. And people can say, well, Namek exploded, yeah, but there was like no casualties involved with it. When Kid Buu blows up the planet, everybody's dead. There's no Dragon Balls, there's nothing. Everybody's dead. And who lives? Hercule, Dende, Goku, and Vegeta. That's it. That's a pretty serious loss. As for Super Buu's human annihilation, I decided to include this because when I first watched it on Funimation, it was actually very serious, and the music, the way it flowed, Falconer's track, actually made it so surreal. You can just feel every life just vanishing from your very eyes, and that evil smile combined from Super Buu just made it show just how easy it was. He did it like it was nothing. This is actually a very great villain, and with Dragon Ball Super, I am just happy that they're starting to include more sadistic villains. For number 7, I have to say the final Kamehameha. Why? Because it's amazing! Think about it. Goku and Vegeta, their pride separate them for a very long time. And to actually combine their own moves just to eradicate Buu is a huge stepping stone. Not to mention, but the way they do it is actually so badass. Honestly, to think 2 of the deadliest attacks that have existed in Dragon Ball Z are combined into a single blow. Every time I pulled it off in Raging Blast, I felt so powerful. This moment was pretty short and did not live up a lot as other moments, but it is the key elements that was within it that striked my attention. Number 6, Super Saiyan 3 Transformation. This was incredible. Goku's scream, voiced by Son Shemo, was so ear-piercing. I always turned it up every time I watched it on Funimation. Damage to the ears? Forget it, this is Son Shemo, and he did an amazing job voicing Goku in his transformation. The scream showed the pain and how much stress was put in just to transform into Super Saiyan 3. And at the same time, using this powerful scream, it invoked just how out of place this Super Saiyan transformation was. It was way more different, and it gave Goku a very serious look. And although Super Saiyan 3 has its very limitations, when he transformed, it was actually a huge surprise, and I never expected that when I was watching it before. That shit's gonna get real. Number 5, Super Spirit Bomb vs. Kid Buu. What? How can this top the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, let alone a few other things on the list? Well, yes, Super Saiyan 3 transformation was very great, but it kind of falls short because it does not last as long, and this is other reasons why some other things on the list are not so high up because of their length. The Super Spirit Bomb was a moment of life and death, and if it did not work, everybody was doomed to die. And Goku charging up the Super Spirit Bomb showed just how desperate the Z Warriors were to taking down this foe. And that puts things a lot into perspective. This villain cannot be beaten no matter what we do. We've done fusion several times. We've unlocked Goku's Super Saiyan 3. We've given Gohan his mystic form. And we still cannot defeat this guy. And once the Spirit Bomb dropped, so did our hopes and hearts. Because Kid Buu was able to lift it up, and that was a serious tone change. Now it's a matter of we are screwed. And seeing Super Saiyan combine with the Spirit Bomb at the end, considering that Goku was giving his speech, and the way the themes played in so heroically. I've always loved this scene, and I've always loved hearing that soundtrack, mixing in with "See you next time." Number 4 is Vegeta's Final Atonement. Vegeta's character finally reaches its pinnacle as he starts to shift into what we know now in Super. You know, he's actually a really great father. He actually cares a lot. And it definitely shows once this moment strikes. Vegeta's Final Atonement. He finally releases all his anger. And he tries to explode Majin Buu so he can never regenerate. And at the same time, giving it all up for everybody, including Kakarot. First of all, his sacrifice was actually a great building character. And second of all, his pride showed so much dominance over everything, including the Majin sign on his head. Vegeta is one serious badass, and you cannot mess with him. And this scene was very empowering to the fact of that Vegeta could give up everything. Vegeta, the guy we fought in the Saiyan Saga, the ruthless killer, the one prince of all Saiyans, the savage, for everybody. And if this was where the Buu Saga would have ended, it would have been a completely different story. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is Mystic Gohan vs. Super Buu. Gohan finally reaches his max potential and is the strongest in the universe. Or so we hoped. He's actually accepted as a fighter for one last time to take down the villain that nobody else could, and for family and beyond. Knowing that he never wanted to fight, but this is his last time and he will take it with much gratitude. And the way he steps up to Super Buu, very confident, it was always a great moment to relive because of just how symbolic it was. And he even had his clothes changed to look that of Goku's. That's some serious family ties. Honestly, I want this Gohan back. Unfortunately, people have been saying that this will not happen, and rewatching most of the series, I've actually got this hint of it. And unfortunately, who knows what Gohan could do in the Goku Black Saga. We know he feels guilt, and he's angered, but we don't know if he'll have the same potential as he once had at this moment. And that's why it's so up high on the list. It's the pinnacle of Gohan. Up in silver is Majin Vegeta vs. Super Saiyan 2 Goku. The reason this is the runner-up at number 2 is because, well, when you think of the Buu Saga, what do you think? Majin Vegeta. When you think Majin Vegeta, what do you think? Majin Vegeta versus Goku. This fight went on for a very long time, and if it actually ended up in a different way, we could have finally realized who was stronger, Kakarot or Vegeta. It was the one question that we always wanted answered, and we still have not answered to this day. Vegeta is very high-classed in fighting. But Goku has always had the techniques to strike back. But on this battle, a lot of the techniques were disregarded. It was mostly hand-to-hand combat. And that's what made it so fair, and it made it so stunning to see that this could have been the final clash between the two. Of course, it didn't end up this way. But for when it lasted, this was actually a high moment of the saga. And the reason it goes beyond Gohan's moment is because this fight actually gave so much definition to the Majin Buu saga. And the reason it's so memorable is because it sets everything in motion. But the number one with the gold medal is Super Vegito and Vegito versus Super Buu. As you can already tell, I am a huge Vegito fan, and although I love Gogeta, he's unfortunately non-canon, which makes Vegito the official fusion of Goku and Vegeta. His character was actually pretty funny, really confident, and the fight was actually entertaining to watch. This was the moment where everything could have ended. Unfortunately, Vegito got turned into candy, but it was still hilarious that Vegito as a candy was beating up Super Buu. It's not something you see every day, and this fight included the final Kamehameha. But why is it so memorable to me? I've always remembered it because the Buu saga had so much fusion, and when I think of fusion, I think of Goku and Vegeta. And like I've mentioned earlier, Vegito has so much potential that in the future, it is still undecidable whether this character could be the strongest character if we were to exploit its limits, if it has any limits. And all the taunts made up for good laughs, all the serious moments gave us a lot of feedback. There was tons of character development. Not to mention that Vegito transforming as a Super Saiyan was really fun. It made you want to cheer at your television screen, or your phone, or anything you're watching Dragon Ball Z with. To me, this is the best moment of the Buu saga. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with any parts of my list, or do you have an entirely new list? Leave it down in the comments below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy. And I'd really appreciate it if you click the description and follow the links below. I hope you enjoyed this top 10 because I might be doing more in the future. I don't know what the topics will be, but this was just to start off. And I hope that by the time I do a new top 10, the new intro will be out. Speaking of which, it's coming along really well. Thanks, guys!